What are you doing? Okay. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. Girl, if you're new here, welcome. So today is Monday, and I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I had a very chill weekend. Y'all, if y'all didn't check out my last video, make sure you go check it out. Ran some errands and stuff. Had a little bit, there was a political campaign going on. It's pretty interesting. It was a whole lot of people out. But yesterday I did not pick up the camera. I spent all day working on my website basically, and just basically doing a lot of business stuff. Taking a bunch of stuff off my website because Christmas is over with, the holidays are over with, so new year, new vibe on the website. Just cleaning it up, kind of changed my fonts, moved some stuff around, added some stuff, that whole thing. So I stayed up really late last night working on that. Still working on a couple of packets that I want to give to new agents when they sign up. And then after that, I'll have to get my ads together and stuff for the new year. So I've already done a little bit of social media posting as far as business ads, but I haven't really done too much with it yet because I've paused on recruiting. So before the end of before the year ended, I basically sent out like a lot of emails to all of the people that signed up but never really did anything, because I have a whole list of people that, you know, wanted to partner with me and work from home and stuff like that, and then just never did anything after me responding to their application. So what I've been doing is sending out maybe like an email. I used to, at first I was sending out an email like once a week, once every couple of weeks, as a reminder, hey, you know, as a follow-up for your step-by-steps and stuff like that. But I still wasn't getting any responses, so I spread out the email. So I did one more final email letting everybody know, like, hey, the hiring wave is coming, you know, it's closing. It's not coming back up until next year. And I'm willing to work with those who have already submitted their application, yada, yada, yada. So I didn't really get any responses for that. I got one response from it, but it still was a no-go. It didn't really go anywhere. Which is cool because, you know, sometimes we get excited about things and we're excited at first, and then you never know what could happen. So I never get down about stuff like that or let it discourage me. I just keep it moving, because you're going to always receive no's. You're going to get people that's excited about stuff. And this is just in general in any business that you do. People are going to get excited, and then they're not going to really, you know, go through or move forward with it, and then you're gonna have people that's just not interested, and that's okay. That comes with any business that you do. So I don't let it discourage me, you know. I just keep it moving, because for every person that says no, there's a handful of people that are willing to say yes. It's just a matter of connecting with them and finding those people. So I've paused recruiting for right now until I get some other stuff out of the way. And so that's all I'm doing today too. I worked earlier today, the first half of the day, and I got to go back later on this evening. But right now, I'm just closing out everything. So like closing out all my 2020 stuff, spreadsheets and all of that, and then setting myself up for success for this year as far as spreadsheets, tracking expenses, and all of that stuff. So, because you definitely want to make sure that you're tracking all of your expenses when you start a business, and your earnings and stuff like that, because all of that is going to be important around tax season. So that's all I'm doing. Just a bunch of work stuff, which I know is kind of boring. So if anything else happens today, then of course I'll tune back in. But for right now, that is it, y'all. So I'll be back later. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to show you how I set up my spreadsheet for my IBO business for 2021. This spreadsheet is a little bit more detailed than the one that I had set up for last year, because I'll be doing a full year. So last year, I did not start my IBO business until May. I launched it to you guys here on YouTube in September during my birthday month, but I actually started the business in May. And so my tracking was from May to the end of the year. And then it'll be a year that I've been in business this upcoming May. But for this particular spreadsheet is strictly for 2021. So it'll be for the full 12 months. So this is how I have it spread up for my IBO business. Set up for my IBO business. I felt like I just said that wrong. So I've got my logo right here. And the way that I'm setting this one up this time, like I said, it's a little bit more detailed. So I'm using Google Docs because I don't have the Microsoft 360 yet, or 365, I think is what it's called, where you get the Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and all that in the package. I will probably be purchasing that this year, but for right now, if you want to use something that's free, then use Google Sheets. I have a Gmail account, so it's easy to get to. It's one of the apps when you pull up Gmail. So this section right here is just how I monetize my business. So you definitely want to figure out how you're going to monetize your IBO business as far as, the revenue that you plan on bringing in. So like, for example, if you have other services that's tied into your business, then that would be considered a source of revenue. In my case, I have my IBO administrative fees. So these are charged to each agent every payroll period. So basically every agent that's going to be receiving a payroll deposit is charged an IBO fee. My website, I monetized it by placing Amazon links on the website. So I am an Amazon affiliate. That's something that's free that you can actually sign up for. You just go to Amazon, scroll all the way to the bottom of the homepage screen and click on affiliate program, and you'll be able to set up an affiliate program. And how it works is you can place links on different platforms. So like if you have a website, if you have a YouTube channel, a Facebook page, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever platform that you post to, you can put links there. And when people click on the link and they make a purchase, then you get a little bit of a kickback. So that's one source of revenue for my company. The other source of revenue eventually is going to be Google AdSense through my business YouTube channel. So you guys know this is my main YouTube channel. But a couple of months ago, I did set up a business YouTube channel. So once I start posting on that channel, and it finally gets monetized, then that's going to be added into the spreadsheet. Those funds or earnings are going to be added into the spreadsheet as well, because it'll be strictly for the business. YS, the equipment solutions company that you guys have heard me mention before. If you've been to my website, you've seen it on there as well. So they also have an affiliate program, and I mainly share this with agents. I do post about it on my business social media, so my business Twitter and my business Facebook. So same thing as the Amazon, when you sign up, it's free, and you can share your link with other people, and if they make a purchase, then you get a little bit of a kickback, okay? The other thing that eventually is going to be a source of revenue for my business is a merchant store. So I did set up a Teespring account. I kind of played around with it about a month ago and made a couple of items using Canva. I'm trying to learn how to do that. And so when I go back in there, I'm going to create some stuff, and all of the proceeds basically will go towards the business. And those proceeds also will be part of our community service side of the business. So, donating, giving back to the community, because I believe every business should give back to the community, because it's the community that is keeping them alive, basically. So when we partner with an organization, nonprofit, outreach company or something, then the proceeds from any purchases made from our Teespring store will go straight to that organization. And then the other category, of course, is the other business services. So I will be adding some services to my business this year. And so those is another form of monetization for my business. So that's just a little note for myself. And then right here, I've got a section for startup costs and other expenses. Now, when I started my IBO business, I did start it on a budget, a very strict budget. And I basically jumped in on a leap of faith because I could not afford to start a business, but I had to make some executive decisions, pray about it, and just move forward. Otherwise, I would have kept putting it off because that's what I had been doing prior to actually just saying, screw it, I'm just going to do it and let the pieces fall where it may. Okay. So, the startup costs, I've decided to take the free route for now on a lot of stuff. So business bank account, I took the free route on that. It costs a little bit more with my personal bank, so I decided to go with Aslo. So if you're looking for a business bank account, you can try Aslo. A business phone number, right now I am using Google Voice. I don't recommend Google Voice as something long term, but as startup, just to have a business phone number posted on your website where somebody can call and maybe leave a message, then I would suggest this for short-term use. It is free, and you just connect it through your your Gmail account. For the payroll system, I use SquareUp for my payroll system. It's free to set up. There is a fee every month for that when you're processing your payroll. For my contracts, startup costs, I did purchase contracts, so that's part of the startup. So that actually was listed on the month that I actually purchased those. So that would be back in 2020. So, and I'll go back to show you how I actually keep track of things that I've already purchased versus things that I need to purchase. Okay, so IBO training, you guys, Kanika Jenkins, I think that's her last name. She is the founder of IBO Knowledge of Wealth. So I plan to purchase her training soon there. A DUNS number. So the DUNS number is free. This is something you're going to need if you plan on building business credit. So that's free. General liability insurance is something that I am thinking about, so that's there for that reason. And the logo. So I did initially make my own logo through canva.com. However, I do plan on purchasing an actual logo through my web host, wix.com, because I want to make sure when I'm plastering my logo everywhere that it's not that it doesn't have any royalties or copyrights on it. Even though I made it myself, you just never know. So I am going to I'm going to design a new logo, and I'm going to go ahead and purchase it. That way I have all of the rights and all of the royalty to that particular logo. So that's something to think about when you're making your investment there to your business. So for virtual meeting rooms, that is actually like a free thing. There's free versions of that. So I use freeconferencecall.com. It's free, and they just send you emails and stuff. You can donate. There's no specific amount that you have to donate, but they give you a good amount of storage. So actually that is something that I am going to put, now that I'm saying it, I need to add that to my expense as well, because I mean, they are a small business too, and you want to pay it forward. So although I was using the services free up to this point, I do plan to make a donation because they are providing the platform for us to do conference calls, meeting rooms, things like that. So for my CRM system, this is just your keeping track of basically your customers, agents, things like that. It's pretty cool. I use it through my Gmail. It's called Streak. And that helps me kind of keep track on stages as far as what stage every agent is in, because every agent that comes in is on a different stage. So I might have one agent who is still on the registration steps, where I might have another agent who's already in certification class. So that kind of helps me keep up with that. Another website that's good for CRM too is HubSpot. I tried to play around with that a little bit, but Streak to me is a little bit more user friendly. So I use that. I use the free version. For email automations, I've used Zippler. I think it's called Zippler, and MailChimp. So those are free. They have free versions for that. And then I have a space for equipment and office supplies. So in my case, for equipment, this is if I need to replace anything, or because I've already done an upgrade last year with my computer tower, so that's listed on 2020 spreadsheet. But at this point, anything that I purchased would pretty much be a replacement. So anything, if I need a new pair of headsets or something like that, then that would go there. So these are, I have a section. Oh, so up here, okay, so I have it quartered out. So I have first quarter, second quarter, all the way through fourth quarter. Okay. And what I normally do is, if this is a section where I've already purchased it last year, how I do it is, for example, I'll just go to that space for this month and I'll just black it out. Okay. And, if I didn't purchase it that month, or if I don't need to purchase it that month, I'll just block that spot out. If I did make a purchase, however much I spent, I will put it in that slot instead. Okay, so let me change that back. And so down here, I've got a section for my bi-weekly, monthly, and yearly expenses. So these are like recurring expenses. So for example, like my website host through Wix, every month I pay for that. I'm on a monthly plan instead of the yearly plan, because remember, you guys, I said earlier that I started this off on a very strict budget. So a lot of things I set it up for month to month versus paying for the whole year. So that's going to be switched. That's one of the goals, is to switch everything over to a yearly plan before the end of this year. But right now, everything is set up on a month to month basis. So my website domain, and my business email is set up on a month to month. So my business email for the website, which is another thing you definitely want to have when you're building business credit and you're wanting to partner with other companies. So for me, for like community service and things like that, and the other business services that I'm going to be offering, if I want to communicate with an actual company, then they can email the business email versus my Gmail account that I communicate with all of my agents with. So that's there. So for the month of January, I actually just purchased the business email. So I would put the amount that I spent right here. And that is a monthly recurrence. So I would make a note. I have the notes right here. So in every section, you can add notes. You would just go up here, click on insert, and then you would scroll all the way down to where it says notes. And then wherever you're wanting to put a note at, a little box will pop up. And then when you're done making that note, you hit enter. And then every time you pull up your spreadsheet, you're going to see this little black triangle here in the corner. And then when you hover over it, it's going to pull up whatever note you typed in that box. Okay. So right here, so this is the Wix website and email because they're tied together. I purchased my business email through my Wix website, so that's just going to be one monthly payment. My business domain is a yearly renewal plan. So when I purchased my domain, I made one payment and then I basically don't have to pay it again until August this year. So that spot's for there. When you form your business, whether it's an LLC, partnership, however you do it, there's an initial payment to get it started, which is the registration fee. So here in Georgia, it's $100. Now, after you do that, you still have to keep it updated. So every year there's a renewal fee. So my business registration will be a $50 renewal fee one time a year. So that's what that note is saying. My payroll, That is also there. That is a monthly situation, so that'll be paid. It's due on the first of every month. Taxes for the business is not paid but once a year. However, I do still take calls, so I put this there as a reminder to deduct a percentage from each payroll invoice that I get, so that when tax time comes around, then I don't have a whole lump sum that I'm paying at one time, or trying to scrape up one whole lump sum to pay at one time. I've already got some money towards it. So that's what that's for. And then my IBO platform usage fee. So although I am an IBO, I still service calls. So I'm still responsible for the platform usage fee because I'm using the platform. So this is what I physically pay every single time I get paid to the to Arise, which is $19.75 per pay cycle. All right, so and then again down here is the revenue. So anything that I get for that month, no matter the source that's listed here, it will go in that slot. And then at the end of the year, when I close this spreadsheet out, I'll tally up everything and pretty much put what I've earned for the year as a business and what was invested back into the business, meaning expenses. I don't necessarily like to say expenses, because even though you're paying expenses, it's for your business. So it's like, I look at it as an investment. So I tally everything up and I place that there. And then if I ever need to print this out and send it into the IRS or anything, then it's all there. Okay. So that's how I do that spreadsheet. And what I do is, this is just one whole spreadsheet. So I've named it from March 22 to present. And every time that I want to start a new year, I just make a new page. So to do that, you just go to the plus sign and then you just add a sheet, and it'll just add a sheet to this same spreadsheet file. And then you name it whatever you want to name it by just clicking on this arrow button, click rename, name it whatever you want, hit enter, and then you're all set. Okay. So yeah, so that's how I have my spreadsheet set up for my business 2021, and just some little nuggets there for you guys if you're wanting to start your own IBO, just some ways you can go about it and utilize all of the free things that are out there first before you start spending money, because building a business, starting a business, growing it is expensive. So you want to utilize all of your free options first. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. If you like the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys on another video. Bye.